Hello, my name is Dominic Anthony of the House of Affinito, and I greet you in the love and light of the one infinite Creator. The 3 videos in this series have changed my life by giving me a peace of mind, an understanding of our world, and the reasons why things are unfolding the way they are, but most importantly, the path that has led me to this very moment. The videos are about insiders, members of elite ruling families, and how they have been ruling over us and the world. Elite family members have controlled us and our way of life for thousands of years. This is different from what you think it is. If you watch it until the end, you'll understand why this video is essential for anyone who wants to comprehend our world's physical and metaphysical nature, and for anyone who wants to learn about their purpose on this planet. These might be the most critical videos helping you connect the dots and finally offering answers to many of your questions. The content presented here is deep, complex, and controversial, and requires an open mind. Still, if you listen carefully and accept what is offered, you will make incredible progress on your journey, as they have done for me, on mine. You most likely have yet to learn where you came from, why you're here, and what's next for you. This is the insider information that offers essential answers to all the above. The source of this information comes from a document of an online discussion with an insider of the ruling elite family. This happened on one of the internet forums in September of 2005. After reviewing the dialogue, it quickly becomes apparent that this was no hoax, but an in-depth discussion with someone living the life of a ruling elite family member, an insider with access to genuine hidden knowledge and insight into aspects of life that we rarely see in our everyday reality. These forum entries swiftly gained attention and have been discussed and analyzed extensively in the following years. I have not found anything that would make me question the logic and validity of the answers offered by the elite family insider, but what I did find was shocking, highly valuable, and a confirmation, an extension of everything I've been searching for and discovering on my own my entire life, especially in this last 8 years of research. I have analyzed the 39 pages of text and arranged all the answers logically. All you hear is presented in the insider's own words, not mine. I did some translation corrections and stayed as close to the original as humanly possible. This was 100 hours of hard work, and it will be worth every minute of it if it becomes a turning point in your life as it was in mine. Send this video to everyone you know as an offering, a gift of existential value. It could be more significant than life itself, as you will learn momentarily. Please remember that there is a coordinated effort to cover up this information with lies and misinformation. We need your support to continue discovering and sharing these truths. If you are inclined, please make a tax-deductible donation to the Ministry of Love and Light.org in the links provided in the description. Thank you. And now, for your review, the elite family member, the insider.
Greetings, I am a member of an elite family that humans despise. I come from a minority within the elite faction, which is getting smaller. I am in human form, not an abuser of little kids, not a lizard, not a part of a banking family, and not a Templar. English is not my native language, and I speak several other languages. I eat and drink less than 90% of what most of you do daily and what is sold in shops. I eat what nature provides by growing vegetables and fruit from uncontaminated seeds. I have healthy animals that provide me with meat, eggs, and milk, and I drink water from an underground spring. Food and drinks from independently run shops are better for you than the ones sold in supermarkets. This is not how the rest of my family lives, as elite family members have people who provide them with their needs with the products from their properties, factories, farms, and so on. The elite family is a long-time human ruling bloodline. Our name has rarely been mentioned in history, and no one knows who we are. We keep our family lineage pure. It is a myth that inbreeding always causes health problems. Elite families have been chosen to rule as the souls, which incarnate into their bodies. The divine law picks us. Our beliefs are not important, but it is about serving the divine law which was passed on to us. Elite are neutral in doing their duty, which often comes across as negative, and manipulate this world only as far as elite family members can by the divine law. Elite are not actively leading humans, so elite family members can live their own lives without being exposed. Elite family members don't have a plan to kill humans, as it could have been done instantly long ago. Elite family members perform certain rituals to connect with the higher beings who govern this realm, and the rituals have a meaning that most cannot understand. These are not the highly publicized demonic rituals performed by and for media and politicians. The elite are present sometimes, but elite family members do not participate in these rituals, as people like David Icke are wrong about the elite family members. Still, there is a reason for that, and it serves an important purpose. They provide humans with tools, and then it is up to them to determine how to use them. Tools can be used in a malicious or a good way. You are choosing it yourself. These elite family members are not robots whom all act the same. Some have the tasks to occasionally pass on knowledge with certain boundaries when ordered by the higher beings, which has been done many times throughout history. Elite family members are distributing the tools you can use to free yourself or to chain yourself. It is your choice. Some bloodlines refuse to do their duties, just like others, suffering the consequences. Many elite families do not know about the information presented here either. The ones you know the names of and suspect of being elite are not true ruling family members like you have been taught by alleged conspiracy theorists. They are only the puppets of the true rulers. They are regular humans and wouldn't be in the same room with these elite. They are a distraction, and the ones who support any of these publicly known faces are failing their tasks in this life. They have only as much power and control as you give to them. The leaders of the truth movement are giving them more power unknowingly. The ones who own the banks also own the media and politics, and elite family members control what to believe in. Many of them are criminals and are broken people. Elite family members exist for a reason, and they are not as powerful as they are portrayed, and humans are in no way a threat to the true elite families. A long time ago, the people almost managed to take over, and bad things happened on the earth to those people. What are you seeing now? Only one race of humans, no one special or above them humans, don't know that they are enslaved. Most humans are at the peasant stage, ruining lives and the earth with their attitudes and actions. The more divided people are, the easier it is to rule over them. They are deceived into believing they have a sword in their hands, which they think makes them powerful and able to fight the Darksiders. At the same time, it is just a toothpick, but the elite must be careful to whom they give the imaginary sword, as you have more power than you think. The elite has no plan to reduce the population that is fully in the hands of the people. Certain events are seen as that while they are serving another purpose. The opposite is true in most areas on Earth. If an event like this occurs, it would be humans doing it to humans. It is humanity's job to enlighten themselves. There are movies and music out in the open that can be helpful. The food humans eat plays a role in this, as what is sold in shops is toxic and affects some humans fully, and some are not affected. If you eat these foods, you wear out and get tired faster as you grow older, think slower, and mainly focus on emotional and physical needs. Humans now have health problems that were unheard of 200 years ago at a relatively younger age. You're not what you eat, but what you eat controls how you feel about yourself and makes your body respond accordingly. Your quality of life declined because of that and the methods implemented during the so-called French Revolution. They are interlinked: food and drinks, medicine including vitamins and modern health care, electrical waves from electric networks, and everything chipped. Your house is the most active place. Legacy media and internet music and sound, so-called pop culture, air pollution, educational system including known literature, history, psychology, meta-psychology, philosophy, art, science, poetry, and even fairy tales. There are a few other methods, like societies, cult sects, people policing each other, and so on. Humans think inside a box that was created for them by others. It would be best to be careful when something is officially promoted, praised, critically acclaimed, or free. But don't get too cautious, as you could miss a few gems deliberately passed on by some in between the manipulation tools, like in the case of the story of the Anunnaki, who were rulers from a different era who are gone now and were replaced by others. Do not pay attention to world events, they are all orchestrated to make you pay attention to them. The struggle you should pay attention to is on a personal level, and it will be explained in a moment. Fake spirituality was manufactured. Conscious shift happens on the personal level, meaning you get self-conscious through the tools available. People like David Icke have a core of truth they are trying to spread, but David does not realize that this works against him. The reptilian information was fed to him by the ones who work for the elite families and others like him. There are more than you think that have been fed similar stories. These leaders have more power to do harm than the elite have the power to do personally. But it seems that humans managed to figure out some truths. There were many events in the past that altered the way civilization is perceived. Earth's magnetic pulse is shifted on purpose, and the economy is based on money that doesn't exist and never existed. Humans rediscovered Nikola Tesla's knowledge, which was passed on to him by two insiders. The energy discoveries were not his original ideas. Tesla was supposed to use them to advance the plan of that time to gain control over the energy resources from certain bloodlines by diminishing their value with new technology. Tesla made it public to the wrong people and ended the whole thing. The Earth is producing more oil and gas than is being used now, and that it is a natural process based on the principle the more you take, the more it produces, to balance itself. The Earth is storing it until it gets used. Studying the bees and the way they produce honey should help understand this process. There are places with large amounts of untouched natural resources. All human natural resources are under complete control. Now let's slowly move into the really important information and the truth about human life, and it needs to start by explaining human religions. The elite families create religion. The religions which rule now are the ones that are under total control. If the name of an entity is public, it means it is fabricated. Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and Buddhism have a core of truth, but it is drowning in a sea of perversions. Yahweh used to represent an age where mass control was taking shape. Muslims were divided on purpose. It is very easy to make humans believe they are enlightened, know the truth, and think it is their task to wake up others. There is no end time, no apocalypse. If you're waiting for a savior on earth, you will fail your task here. For example, Christianity around 2030 years ago, on March 20th, almost 2 hours before sunrise, a person called Jesus was born. Christ did not descend into the body of a human called Jesus like other gods with names. Jesus of Nazareth was a creation of the elite. He was not a master of the game, he was a puppet being used in the game and is still serving the agenda among humans. 4 individuals wrote the Hebrew Old Testament, and 6 wrote the New Testament. The Christ has nothing to do with Jesus of Nazareth, that part was later fabricated. The Christ, which has a different real name, appeared just once, and this was in another era. It is important to pay attention to who keeps the knowledge about the real Christ alive and who continues the story of Jesus. The teachings of the real Christ are not the teachings of Jesus of Nazareth. Although the latter adopted a lot from the former, the message was there since the real Christ revealed itself in another era than ours. Jesus of Nazareth was part of our era. Without the appearance of the real Christ on earth and the resulting revelations, humans would not know how to return to the divine law. Where we are, what, who, how, why, and when was revealed by the will of the One. Higher beings don't need us for anything in our present form, but appreciation is a way to let the Christ know that you are conscious of it. You need the recognition that it grants you, and it is the real Christ who should receive all the human praise. The real Christ did its duty fully and successfully, and now it is your turn. Christianity is about idolizing a human called Jesus of Nazareth, and it is an abomination. Christians teach what they have been told to teach by the ones they oppose, humans who worship the bad and think they worship the good. Following these false religions makes you stuck here. There are, at this moment, literally billions of antichrists. You will find them among Christians, Muslims, Jews, atheists, Satanists, agnostics, Buddhists, Hindus, and so on. They don't need a leader to be more antichrist. It is wrong to worship, idolize and praise humans in writing or through words. Praise and prayers may only be offered to perfect beings. Now it's time to move to the important part of the revelations. This place is not what you think it is. You don't live on a planet, and reincarnation is a fact. Earth is a prison. Everybody came here almost for the same reason. Everybody will be released from here eventually, but the ones who believe the contrary will never escape. You don't decide whether you leave or come back, and you return to where you belong after you have succeeded in your task. There is a part that can be called escaping, followed by transcending. If you fail, you will reincarnate. All humans are corrupt while on Earth, and you are still here because of your lack of understanding. There's just one struggle, and it is now here on Earth, and on a personal level, you struggle with yourself. If you succeed, there will be no struggle anymore. The physical aspects like fear are not important here. There is no enemy you can attack except yourself. If you're busy attacking something else, you're wasting precious energy, and you will fail if you're doing something which was not allowed or doing a task that was not given to you. You will suffer in this life. We're in this material plane and experience low frequencies as reality, although we may float above it and experience the higher realm too. Souls are dual, meaning you are also somewhere else waiting to be united in another realm. The unseen you, the soul, is not a part of you, but you are one. It is the task of every soul to accomplish that, all while in this human shape. Some humans are directly linked to the elite bloodline. This goes deeper than just blood and genes. Someone with no connections to the elite families can be affected by divinity in such a way that they could collectively surpass anything the elite could ever achieve. Humans originally belong to a different realm, and certain individuals are born into the bloodlines to be able to reign over the people under certain circumstances. That is what the bloodline is mainly about. Divinity can choose to pass on its power however it wishes to. Divinity can make one human stronger in every way than all humans combined. The universe is a living entity that uses its mind to create, and the beings created from that might have the same power within their boundaries. The higher beings who govern this realm are good. There are also malicious beings. They exist, and they come from this realm. They lead some humans and cannot accept hearing or reading certain things without getting overly mad and aggressive. These beings appear around us when emotions, passions, or desires are excessively driving us as they are doing their tasks, their rightful duty, and it is connected to your behavior. Humans call them evil, but they are not. They never instigate. You are the perpetrator who plays the victim, and they react. Respect their task and it will be recognized. These beings will accompany your thoughts and try to divert them. There is not a force that does not want you to be what you really are, but these beings have their job, too. Some people who believe they are good are involuntarily on the side of evil. In their actions against the One, most humans create a world contrary to the One. Knowing yourself and where you really are the two most important issues you should be involved with. It is your task to find this out. If you find the answers to those, you'll have accomplished a huge part of your duty towards yourself. After that, your task would be living according to the divine law, which is revealed to you after that stage until departure. If someone gave you the correct answers, it would not mean a thing to you, for they would not apply to you in the way they would if you were to find them yourself. The divine law has a purpose for you, and it is not in this realm. Prove your awardee again to be released. The destruction is a part of that. You can't be told what it is, or you will never escape. The One is worshipped and praised as what humans call God. The word God is a corrupt term, as it would imply that you, as humans, can have control over requesting the presence of a higher being. The One is self-existent and pure, and everyone eventually answers to the One. The One manifests through the hierarchy of immaterial beings who work together in different ways. Some are lowering their frequency to appear in the material world, higher beings and souls or different entities. Once you connect to it, you will have access to your true consciousness. If you connect with it, you may experience its unlimited power. You may interact with the One, which may allow you to become one with it. Your duty towards the One and yourself still stays the same no matter what happens in the world. Search for the one, as it will enable you to pick out the truths and later on directly pass them on. The divine law is the manifestation of the will of the One, which not only creates everything within this universe but also maintains, nourishes, balances, energizes, and renews it. It also reigns in other realms, including the realm you originally belong to. The divine law controls what is called karma but is much broader and harsher than people want to accept. For example, someone who gets cancer and dies a slow, painful death deserves it. That person is being corrected, and it is for their good. Just because it comes across as negative in this realm does not mean it is negative in the big picture. You get what you deserve. That is how the universe works. They do their duty, and you do yours. The human spoken and written words emanate a frequency that has a direct effect. This visualization is an important way of the creation process in this material universe. This ability is there for everyone to receive. You have to dial in. The divine law is providing it to everything that searches for it, and creation through visualization does not work for everybody. You have to reach a certain stage in your development, which means living by strict rules and applying them to everything you do in detail. Most humans do not have the discipline nor self-control to achieve that stage. Some here talk like they can, but they are further away from it than they think. When the masses are made to believe something negative, they may create what they do not want. This is how the current tyranny works. You believe it is taking shape so that it will take shape, and theorists and major players are helping this take shape by bombarding you with facts that it is taking shape. Hence, the people who are waking up to it are the ones who are creating it. Visualization also works its way around the process of human development. The first thing a baby does when born is cry. It does so because the soul is conscious of what it has been taken into and is in a state of disbelief. You are more conscious of what you are and where you are right after birth than you are now. The soul makes the body cry because it is the first time it has come to this physical realm or realizes it has returned through reincarnation after failing in the former life, which is the vast majority. It cries for no apparent reason for days, weeks, and months until the consciousness loses all its power, be it through natural processes or the influence of parents, or today through medication. That is when the human is truly born, after they forget who they are and where they are, and some forget faster than others. This crying is different to the outcry that follows after the first few months, and some can distinguish between them. Comfort them during this crucial period of consciousness and make it known that the One has gifted them with a chance to return to where they belong. This will have an impact that will influence the baby for the rest of their life. Subconsciously, the time of birth and death is determined together by the environment, parents' circumstances of birth, health, and so on. Nothing is a coincidence. Still, during puberty, they get to cut loose from certain strings, and they will be fully responsible for their actions, having free will to lead the life they want. They will determine the quality of it. They can even choose how they die by their choices, but they cannot change when they die. Most of the child's life will be based on free will, which will have little to nothing to do with parents. Parents are only important in the first 5 to 6 years of the child's life, so that's when you can do your best. Just a few areas of their lives will be influenced by the tools that their parents have given them. When becoming a parent, you are rewarded with parental qualities which were not available before. Listen to them, make the child aware there is more than they experience, that there is a source where everything and everybody flows out from, for a reason, and one day they will return after realizing what their task is here on earth. Make them aware of it over the years. If done the right way, they will start looking for it on their own, for the rest of their life, which is their duty. If you present it to them in an obvious way, as religious people do, you will achieve the opposite effect. They will be manipulated, but after puberty, the opportunities will start to appear to undo it. You cannot stop the manipulation, nor can you instigate an awakening. That's up to the child. The One with the divine law is always accessing the child, offering a chance to wake humans up to intuition and instinct. There are two different matters. One must learn to distinguish between them and help them learn to play a musical instrument. In adult life, your body forces you to experience emotions together with desires and passions. It will be to confuse you, to make you forget yourself and make a dumbed-down version of yourself. They all have their foundation in this physical world, and the more you let them be your masters, the stronger you'll chain yourself to this world, which is the opposite of your duty. Do not reject them, respect them, and channel them to a place where they can be used for something substantial. The word love is misunderstood. It is not meant to be understood in human terms, which humans are enslaved by, as it is a corrupt version of real love. Your physical body has the task of letting you experience this reality, and whenever you search for another reality, it will resist. It is its duty, so respecting it and gently taming it is the best approach. Your physical body will revel every time you will try to reach that higher realm. In this realm, a soul which was in a physical body once cannot become an angel, which I'm assuming means a higher being. You are not in the body. Still, you envelop, and while being present in another visible body which consists of elements similar to the soul, this invisible body is entangled with the physical plane, and connects with the visible body through energies transmitted by the invisible body to the brain, heart, and areas in the spine, and that's why you may control the body and its functions experiencing this realm. Your purpose cannot be passed on to you in detail, which will lead to the opposite of what needs to be achieved. You can be guided up to a certain point, and then it is up to you. The tools to free yourself are in your hands, around you everywhere. It is your duty towards yourself to reveal them to yourself, and then do as you please with them. You have free will, therefore you suffer, and you're aware of your suffering. Prisoners still can determine what they do in their prison. Understand this place, what and where it is, know what you are, how you came here, why you came here, and how to return. This knowledge and truths are not hidden, they cannot be hidden, they want to be known by you, it is their primary goal. It is being provided to you by the ruling powers, accompanied with perversions, corrupt additions. It is to confuse you, pick it out, and live accordingly to it, incorporate it into every aspect of your life. That is the hardest part for people, as you have to float above this physical world while being in the body that dictates the opposite. Prepare yourself for the answers, cleanse yourself, reach out to the One, speak from within and without, that you are ready to live strictly according to the answers when addressing divinity. Be careful to articulate well, do not demand, tell, beg, order, suggest, or ask. All of this is abhorrent. Just state and do your duty and be in harmony with everything. The divine law is providing without interpreting it in human terms. It is always designed to realize your return, be like that which you want to connect with as much as possible. Thank the One every day for being, for its divine love providing you with a chance to return to your original state, the realm you truly belong to, for it is the power of necessity applying to the justified corrections that you experience every day. Praise the higher beings who operate according to the One's divine law, which are manifestations of the One, for providing the means of life in all areas, for sustaining them and providing these means for your benefit, guiding you to the release and for more. If you connect with the One, you may experience its unlimited power. No prison can confine this power, and that's how you escape it. You will be guided up to a certain point, yet most work is to be done by you. Restraining emotions, desires, passions, and energies does not mean cutting them off, as that will harm you, but channeling them to work for higher causes. After taming them gently, will lead to a sober, simpler life filled with gifts, because you entirely become your own master. Instead of your emotions, desires, passions dictating you how to be, simultaneously with this process you will be cleansing yourself, and you will be ready to be enlightened by the One. Studying ancient texts might be a start, although one needs to find the small true elements among the fabrication and distortions. Under no circumstances should you join secret societies, do not accept any human authority, and have no human concepts on divine matters. You only need yourself and the divine, no intervention by others. Save energy during events like awakenings and shifts, or your stay will only be extended.
This concludes part 1 of the Chronicles of the Elite Insider. I hope this was a meaningful experience for you, and if you are still here, you are well on your journey. What you have listened to is for you. I am sure there were parts that resonated with you, and others not so much, and that's okay. The question is why, and the journey continues. The following 2 videos will dive deeper with more details to clear up many of those questions I'm sure you are asking yourself. Please like and subscribe. Also, we need your support to continue discovering these truths and sharing the love and light of the one infinite Creator. If you are inclined, please make a tax-deductible donation to the Ministry of Love and Light.org, located in the links provided in the description. If you would like to discuss or chat with me, you can reach me in the email provided in the About section, and we can set up a time. Thank you. I leave you now in the love and light of the one infinite Creator, Adonai.